this is what we're looking at, and if it exceeds it,
Right, it could
And this is
balloon at
what's
the end
gonna
of the
be.
year, or whatever time you
I
wanted
mean,
it to
you
balloon.
could get what normal is.
Right, yeah, that would be an option, you know.
And
There's a
sometimes
lot
it
of
puts,
variables
it
there,
puts a
but-
little bit of work back on the landlord,
Right.
but I think at the same time, at the end of the day, we want the landlord to be successful, and we don't want to be salt in the wound either.
Right, you know. Okay. Okay, answers one on. I think the building would be the most curious about how that is up there. If we, like I said,
Well,
it could be emailed and
They,
we get a hard copy.
they can
and
be
that's-
mailed in the mail, or if the property owner requests their bill be emailed to them, we do that.
Yeah.
It's not an automatic that we ask everybody for their email address.
Right.
But if you decide you want it emailed to you, Jerry will be notified, and she'll have your email address. When it comes due, bang, there it goes. You will also get the hard copy in the mail.
The hard copy, could it go to the tenant, to that address?
Gotta go both of them.
Yeah.
The hard copy?
I thought maybe I'd go to both, I don't know.
Well, I'm not saying you can't do that, but you have to understand that's incurring a cost for the
Right.
village.
Right.
Mailing. I'm just saying.
Go one way or the other, you know, email the
I mean,
opposite.
I'm not saying you can't, you just need to
So
be aware of that.
Craig could get emails of all of them, the tenants could get the hard copy in the mail,
That's what-
or vice versa, whichever.
I mean, those things can be definitely looked at. I mean, I don't know that that's.
I mean, the
is
tenant's
that
used to
established
getting a
yet?
bill in the mail, so I
You
would
know?
think.
We would have to check with Jerry. I know she said, I think she said it was one way or the other is what her system allowed, but that could be updated, I'm sure, or changed.
I know in the past, we have, when the property owner had the tenant sign the document that said that they could get the bill, then it would go both. All I'm saying is, if that's by per request, it's probably not such a cost that we wouldn't do that. I wouldn't recommend not doing it, but it's not gonna be without request. And I think it could be either or, but, I think I would wanna make sure the most successful way that the person that's responsible for the bill gets notified, whether that be a hard copy
Right.
or email,
Yeah.
so that you don't come back and say, I didn't get it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just thinking because they are used to getting a bill every month, they could continue, if that's the way Craig wanted it, to get that bill, and then Craig could get one email, boom.
I think
I
what
mean,
we
whatever
should
he-
do, if you're gonna make that policy, and I'm fine with it, it's not my call, it's yours. But I think you make it across the board.
Right.
Not arbitrarily, one or
Right.
the other. I think
Right.
all property owners get the hard
Right.
copy. If they want their tenant to have it, they get an email.
Right.
Most people have smartphones now and they have that ability. Or you say, all landlords get an email
Right.
and the hard copy goes to the residents. But I think it's one or the other.
Right,
And then you only send it to both per request.
right.
Does that sound fair?
Right.
Well, most of our landlords we have real good success with, and then we have a few that, I know one in particular, he's got nailed more than once, and, well, it's not the village's fault, you know, but I feel bad for the situation. You know, we find out that, well, they didn't pay the utilities, they didn't pay the rent, and next thing you know, they're gone.
I can say though.
So, you know, in a way, to try to protect the people that own these properties, you know,
Yeah.
it's gotta make it better.
Yeah, they'd be more informed, yeah. If they're
Yes.
being kind of lax and wait until
You
the
guys,
bomb drops, so.
the landlords usually don't know till it's too late.
In some cases, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have another question though. Why wouldn't you want the utilities included in the rent? Because if they didn't pay then, you still have a recourse to recover your money from them without
Calling it a part of the
getting-
total rent.
Yeah.
Right.
When
Sure,
I
that'd be an
rented,
option,
that's,
sure.
that's how I rented. Everything was included in the rent.
There's a kind of
Variable
a,
cost.
By getting that 12-month average.
You
we'll have
you could
A better
do
way
that.
of judging.
yeah.
And then you wouldn't have all
How
these
much to raise your
headaches.
rent.
It would be simplified for you, wouldn't it?
Right, that would simplify it to some degree, you know, and you'd still have to keep a tally and, you know, say either you're over or under at the end of the year. But it's kind of a psych thing too, when
When
you
you
throw
say-
this figure out.
Yeah.
For rent,
Yeah.
say it includes electric and water and sewer, but it's this much, you know, it's kind of a weird thing on tenant site, you know?
Well.
But they're gonna pay for it anyway.
We
Oh, I
don't, we don't
understand.
Solely,
know
but-
what a property owner rents his property for, but we do know what the utilities typically run.
Right, and I
You know.
think if you say that at that time, the property's gonna be X, whether that's $700, and utilities typically run, we show you documentation here when you're interviewing them, $300. That's gonna be the same numbers regardless, but that would take some of the sticker shock away. But we do find that some of our younger generation, that when they first go out into this world, it's a culture shock for them.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, that, you always say you're gonna, you know, here's the hard cost of the rent, the other is kind of peripheral and it may not ever happen, but it does, so, but, you know.
it's like getting that cell phone. It only costs this much a month.
But yeah, okay, all set. Thank you.
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Craig.
Okay, go to committee reports. Police report.
I was told I could only pick up an hour, so I'll try to.
He'll be here by himself.
Next month, I'll provide council with a summary of 2017 along with my annual report for the upcoming year. We do that every year, so that's just an insight for the two new council people that will be coming in. The police department recently teamed up with the utility department, since we're calling this kind of hot button issue. Over the last several months, I've assisted utility departments on non-payment of utility shut-off day. After speaking with our employees, Scott and Heath, it's become apparent that this practice has been helpful to them. By assisting them, they can be assured of their safety, as well as some of the headaches that they may encounter when they do have to disconnect properties. Oftentimes, I've found that the police department offers a buffer that is helpful between some angry residents and then employees from pulling meters and shutting water off. We just had shut-off day last Tuesday, I think it was, and it was helpful to have me there, I think, because there were a couple residents that were real happy, but they received the notices and everything, and it was time to get shut off, but amazingly, within a matter of a few minutes, we were getting a call to reconnect because the amount that they owed was paid. So it didn't take long to do that. So we'll continue to do that on shut-off day. It's not the most fun and enjoyable job that we have, but it's one we'll do and make sure our village guys are safe. So we've also teamed up with the sheriff's department at our school. We recently spoke to kindergartners at the school about various facets of our job. This is the second kindergarten class we've spoken with, and we plan to share with them at least once a month about various duties, responsibilities, etc. that we have as law enforcement. So little kids enjoy that. At some point, we'll take some of our equipment in so they can see it and just start that process of showing that we're not the bad guys all the time. So it's been fun, and we'll just continue to do that. With that is all I have.
Oh, wait.
Okay?
What about the Christmas,
The Christmas lights, the holiday lights competition results will be released at the January council meeting, because the voting can take place, the judges can judge between December 1st and December 24th, and so we won't have a council meeting prior to the next meeting, so that will be announced at the next meeting.
okay. I saw you out and about.
I can't comment on that.
I saw you.
All I can say is the results will be released at the January meeting.
Okay.
Administrative report.
The only thing I'm gonna report on at this time, because did that length report a couple weeks ago. We have completed, to our knowledge, the purchases of the 2 properties around the park that we went after on behalf of the village, along with grant and funding. And so today, that last transaction was sent through, and to my knowledge, all the paperwork has been filed. So I'm not saying it won't take a day or 2 to cross T's and dot I's, but we have received it and forwarded it on. So we looked, after the first year, they started looking at design for the nature trails and the nature works and so forth. That's all I have.
Okay. Mayor's Court, $2,134 was deposited into the general fund for Mayor's Court for the month of November. Newly elected council members have already been sworn in on January 1. We'll go to old business.
Well, this will be the 3rd reading.
Second reading on this one.
Okay.
Do the second.
I did read the 3rd one, and that other thing didn't, right?
You can either do it as a second reading or declare an emergency.
I'll make a motion, we declare an emergency on ordinance 17-11-1. Wait a minute, that'll be 17-12-1.
No, 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To declare an emergency and
Suspend the
complete
rules of
this
3 readings.
ordinance.
I'll second.
Miller,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Ewing,
Yes.
Knox,
Yes.
Zimmerman,
Yes.
No. Now I'll make a motion to pass ordinance 17-11-1 regarding the utility accounts ordinance.
I'll second.
Miller,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Ewing,
Yes.
Knox,
Yes.
Zimmerman,
Yes.
Any other old business? Not go to new business.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules in 3 readings to declare an emergency for the municipal income tax ordinance.
I'll second.
Miller,
Yes.
Zimmerman,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Ewing,
Yes.
Knox,
Yes.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 17-12-1, the municipal income tax ordinance.
Miller,
Yes.
Zimmerman,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Ewing,
Yes.
Knox,
Yes.
Any other new business? Solicitor's report.
The only thing I have to say for the report here is, number one, it is a thanks to council again for continuing to use our office to meet your legal needs, and as a way to say thanks and Merry Christmas, conclusion of my report, there's pizza in the back for anybody who's interested. And with that, I'll end my report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Zimmerman?
Yes.
Earl?
Yes.
Ewing?
Yes.
Knox?
Yes.
Miller?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.